If we're looking at the requirements of successful policies, my first requirement would be to say you need a shared basis of analysis and fact about what are the impacts of certain sets of policies and what are the impacts of certain sets of changes in those. We've had conversations here in the OECD at a move to a more evidence-based analysis. When the OECD jobs strategy was revised 2 years ago, 2006, I certainly think on the TUAC side, we felt that went some way to that evidence-based analysis approach. I certainly think that the data was more robust, and indeed some of the conclusions were not simply the same as always been in the past. The fact that the OECD could say that, well set minimum wages actually can have a positive social without necessarily a negative economic role, I think was significant. The question that employment protection legislation certainly affects maybe the composition, but not necessarily absolute levels of unemployment. And even the fact that you can get different combinations of policies which can work and achieve social and economic objectives at the same time, and recognizing also what's been said about the Danish model and some of the Nordic models, I think was actually some new thinking. I think the problem is that still, and Birgit Elmskov won't be surprised if I say this, we feel that with the going for growth approach, where essentially OECD economists plus many of the people in this room from national finance ministries or central banks really define your priorities within a framework of a model and then say, okay, these are the things which need to be done here, these are the things which need to be done there, basically doesn't necessarily connect with that evidence-based approach. So I think one key challenge for the future is how do you get some more shared acceptance of analysis and fact.